Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, not much going on at the moment. We're still harvesting, but I need to put some of my beds to sleep. I've got priorities elsewhere. This is some of the giant celery, and I've cleared some of these beds. These are the ones with the clay balls in. I'll be adding some of those clay balls. I'm reducing these pallet collars down to 2, keep them all level so I can irrigate much more easily. I'll be moving those to a layer in these new bins, and we had some damage recently, but these have blown off the roof, etc. So when I get a chance to line these, I can do that little job. But the beds do need protection, else they soon get very weedy, and I don't want to be messing about too much over the winter. So I'm going to use 4 methods this year to cover the beds. Most of them are free materials. It's just the sheep's wool. This big bag cost me £20, and I'll buy it again if it helps keep my worms warm over the winter and covers the beds and rots down well and helps protect the well-rotted manure that we'll be adding to the beds. Another one, my usual cardboard. These are the big cardboard boxes. I've tried to bring one home intact, put it all out ready for filming today on previous day, and it absolutely hammered it down. And we actually get two that size, 2 that size, and 2 this size. And this size fits this bed, the pallet collar beds, perfectly. You just couldn't make it up. As you can see, the water doesn't get through it straight away. That's why I put it like that, just to drain it off. But the worms are then protected while they're taking that manure down. The worms are protected, and we put some little wooden sticks on that I recycle. Put 3 or 4 on each one, depending if I've got enough, and that holds it down. I might put 2 layers this year because it's surprising how thick it is, but how quickly the worms get in there, excrete whatever they excrete, and it goes rotten quite quickly. I've got plenty of cardboard. I might try some with double and some with single, because it does expose the soil midwinter, early spring, which perhaps we don't really want, because the blackbirds then get in and flick it all over the place. Looking for my worms. I'm not happy. And I'm going to use the nature's way of protecting the soil, the leaf mould. Put that in a nice thick layer over the manure. The birds will probably end up finding it, but hey ho, they've got to find food over the winter, and it does make for quite a nice mulch actually. Well, look at that, we had all that rain and it's still dry underneath. My last celery hasn't gone to seed yet. And the last method, if I've got through them all, is the green manures. I was a little bit particular. I planted all the field beans all nicely spaced apart, same as the winter tares, but obviously you can't really do that with the white clover. But I'm going to put them together in one bed and separate in others, depending on how much I've got, but I think I need to put more down than I did last time. And then all we do is, before they flower, we chop them, drop them, and then cover them with a little bit of homemade compost or whatever we've got left out of the bins. This is the cocoa coir. This is the cannabis compost, again, like the cocoa coir, found unscrupulously dumped with the perlite in. Homemade compost that's been in the potatoes. That's stewing away, and the wood chips, and they've sunk down massively now. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to add that to my my mix, and if not, I'll just have a scratch around like the birds do and harvest them from there. And all these packets of seeds were £1 from the Malvern Autumn Show. So if you go in the Harvest Festival tent, there's always a seed company in there, and they sell their seeds at £1 a packet. So I'll wait and try and remember, write down exactly what I want. But that will have done me 2 seasons for £3. So this is one of the brassica beds. This is the one that's got the Brussels sprouts in. So I'm going to do some of the green manure in here. So let's have a little play. So all I'm trying to do with all my beds is to try and protect them from the soil erosion. We don't want any nutrients that's on the top being taken too far down. If you're on a 4-year crop rotation, you put your roots in here and they go and find those nutrients. Save a little few of those. We've not got enough green beans, but let's just mix it up, mix and match. Save enough for another bed. That'll keep the birds off if they can't physically get in. And then the worms will have to wait for the green manure to be dug in. That's enough for a small bed. I think we'll do a small bed, do a square foot gardening bed. All I'm going to do now, not going to dig them in. I'll try and practice no dig, but there's nothing wrong with scraping off the top surface of another bed that's got mulch on and add it to that, like I'm going to do now. So the beds you saw earlier that were nice and smooth and clear, this is the material that we took off that. I've got my gloves on, mainly because if Mrs. K gets me doing some wallpapering, it's nice white paper, she'll go part of me. I know she's getting better at the moment. She started spending my money again. What's mine is hers, and what's hers is her own. I don't know how that works, but it's gone bury me knife. Well, she's happy, I'm happy, and if I be a good boy, I'll come up the allotment and do these jobs. I was going to tip it on, but potato. I don't know where that's come from. Anyway, guys, you get the idea. I'll get a couple of beds done like that. I'll put the labels on. The winter tares should start growing, and then we can remove the brassicas late spring. Dig everything in. Job done for this bed, hopefully. I think we'll just use the rest of the seeds left. I'll do a leaf mould one next to this. Anything we can do to protect the worms and the soil structure. And it also helps me as well. if I get a chance I can get on with other jobs, not weeding all the while. What I didn't show on the other one, just make sure the seeds have got good contact, and I do like to see a level bed. And if the green beans do pop their heads up, I can just cover them up with a bit more soil. As I said before, hopefully the green manure will grow quicker than the weeds. I very much doubt it. Leaf mould next, and of course not forgetting the label. Always nice to remember what we did previously. This is the well rotted manure, full of worms. Just level that out a bit better. And we'll just add this bit of leaf mould now. Everything up to yet is reasonably free. The worms will dive for cover. I don't want them to dive and disappear. They can drag this leaf mould down there like they would do in nature. I could put some cardboard on top. Well, I just want to see what is best. Right, label for that one. So this is manure and 4-year-old leaf mould. Gosh, need to use it up. Didn't collect any last year, guys. I might collect some this year, but very much doubt it. Let's get that in while you're watching. Right, let's move on to cardboard. Now this is the bed where we had the greyhound cabbages, and we had quite a bit of clubroot. They weren't clubroot resistant, so I'm not going to scrape this mulch off. I'm just going to leave it where it is because I don't want to spread it anywhere else. Just want to level it off a little bit, de-weed it, including the potatoes. Smallest potato. Do I plant it? Oh no, I can't. I ain't got time. I'll get this leveled out and then we'll add the garlic water, which is in these bottles, 1 or 2 cloves. As you can see, it looks lovely stuff and it smells, and hopefully, without spilling it on my hands, oh, bargain, that would bring anything out. The spores will, I think there's some, might as well keep that in there, add some more water to it without getting it on my hands. The spores will come out. I think there's something to feed on. There won't be, and hopefully they'll die. Do that for the next few, because you can add lime, but you can't add lime at the same time as manure. So I'll finish this bed off with the liquid, and I must say, it absolutely stinks. Sorry for the filming, guys, but the sun's right behind me. I do like the shape of these bits of wood, because you can grab them a bit easier than that. I've doubled up a bit of cardboard at the front. These poles need taking out, but I do need to get cracking. Mrs. K will be tapping her fingers at home soon. I can then spread the cardboard out a little bit better. So let's move on to the sheep wool one. Get the manure down. It's about 60 litres. I used about 63 tubs, 30 litres a tub roughly. So 90 litres in total on each of these scaffold plank raised beds. The horse manure comes from the same place. I don't go anywhere else now, just so that we know that hopefully everything grows all right. Hopefully they'll buy their hay from wherever they supply it from. I've gone into the bulk bag now, and I think in total I've had about 8 or 9 fleeces. I use one in the compost bin. Now this is going to work on here, how much I'll need to use. This is just one fleece. I might just need to fetch some of the offcuts. They're not all full fleeces. And we'll trial this. So if I've got 10 fleeces, it's cost me, oh gosh, the brain's not working. I'll have a think in a minute. £20, 10 fleeces, £2 a fleece, he says. Oh gosh, it is Sunday morning, guys. Yeah, let's sort this out. I'll have another think. My brain cells ain't working. And I'll make sure I save some for the birds. In spring, I'll put it in the dry somewhere. But that's cost me £4 to cover that bed. It's something fun to do as well. If I get cold, I can go and lie on it. Mrs. K kicks me out. Well, I do have lots of beds to cover, and as they come vacant, I can start covering them with the rest of the fleece, with the leaf mould, cardboard. My root crops, carrots and parsnips, which do get affected by the manure, are always in the same beds while we've got no disease. Good morning, Mr. Robin. So I'll just add manure to all the beds where I can, or green manure, and I've found it reasonably successful. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, we don't mind. It's all for the interaction. YouTube, love it. Put in a comment how you cover your beds, what do you do, and what sort of work do you do over the winter, and join in with those comments. Then give those comments a thumbs up and interact. We all learn from the comments and by our mistakes. And why not consider subscribing, see what else I get up to. It stinks, guys. I don't know what Mrs. Gray is going to say. She ain't going to send me DIY shopping like this. I'm going to have a shower, so I'm going to have to go home early. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. Wow. Garlic and sheep's wool. Don't forget the end screens, guys.